Today I'm going to be using this Christmas cardboard canister and this plastic coffee canister. I just use this leftover from my coffee and I'm removing the label. And then the Christmas canister, I'm going to put the lid aside. I got this 75% off at Hobby Lobby, and I'm just removing any loose paper. I'm going to start with my Wise Owl primer. Now the primer comes in many different colors. I have white on hand. So I'm going to prime both the cardboard canister and the plastic canister. Now the cardboard one that I have in my hand right now measured 8.5 inches tall without the lid, and then the plastic one is about 5 inches tall without the lid. And I want that to dry really well. Once dry, I'm then going to take my Wise Owl black paint and I'm going to paint on top of the primer. Now the primer really is just to help the paint stick well, especially on the plastic canister. Again, Wise Owl primers come in many different colors. I could have used a clear. Now once the black is fully dry, I'm then going to go on top of that with some Wise Owl Snow Owl. And I know a lot of you are like, well, why did she paint it black? Just to cover it up. This is going to help when it's time to distress, since I had paper in the background. I got these plastic cones right from Dollar Tree. It came 2 in a pack, and I'm going to prime these as well with the Wise Owl primer. I'm going to cut the one just a little smaller. They have little rivets in the top, and I'm just going to go around the last rivet just to make it a little smaller in diameter. In between all these steps, you want to make sure everything is fully dry. I then painted on top of those with the Wise Owl black. And again, the main reason for the primer is to help it stick to the plastic. I have these small circles that I also painted with the Wise Owl black. No primer was necessary on those. Now that everything is fully painted and dry, I'm going to take my handheld battery sander and I'm going to sand on the cardboard canister, which is the taller one. And I really want to get some of that black paint to pop through. Now I don't want to go all the way down to the designed cardboard, but just have some of the black come through. I'm going to remove the sanding dust, then take some of my Wise Owl 1 Hour Enamel Clear Top Coat. This is a matte finish, and I'm going to apply that with a foam brush and set that aside to dry. I'm going to repeat the same steps with all the other pieces. When sanding on top of the plastic cones, you want to just sand very, very lightly, as the paint does chip a little easier on plastic, and that's why we did the primer beforehand. But there's no distressing on this, just a very light sanding on all 4 of these pieces. Now when I got to the plastic canister, this was a little harder to sand, so I'm just giving it a very light sanding, smoothing out the paint. I wanted to pull more black through, but I could tell that I was pushing my luck and I was going to go right down to the red. So I sand it well, and then I'm going to top coat that with the Wise Owl 1 Hour Enamel Clear as well. And then I'm just using that same foam brush and I'm going through all my pieces, is giving everything a nice top coat of the Wise Owl 1 Hour Enamel Clear. Now I'm going to be applying some transfers. That's why I'm recommending the 1 Hour Enamel Clear. If you're not working with the transfers, you can use any top coat. This is part of the Morning Farmhouse transfer that can be found on our webpage, chalkitupfancy.com. And I'm going to remove the protective backing and lay it on the front of the canister. And then I have a popsicle stick that I'm just going to rub the transfer well. And as I lift the plastic, the image will stick to my surface. I'm going to just set that aside for a second, and I'm going to go to the 2 circles that we had painted black, and I'm going to drill 2 holes in the top of both of them. Then I have some jute that I'm going to string through each hole, and I'm just going to create a small little loop on top and then tie a knot on the bottom. So you can pull the loop on the top and the knot will keep it from sliding through the holes. I have some hot glue I'm just going to place around the bottom of the circle, and then I'm going to sit that right on top of the opening in the cone. So that's the lid, and then we have this really cute Farmhouse canister. You can put whatever you want inside. And to finish off the small plastic one, I had the word Farmhouse, also a part of the morning Farmhouse transfer, and I put that along the front of the smaller canister. And I did the same thing with the lids. And now you have these cute little silos that you can store anything of your choice inside. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Paint products, tissue paper, transfers, and mesh stencils can all be found on our webpage at chalkitupfancy.com. And don't forget, you can also check out other tutorials on our webpage as well. Have a great day.